say things, that they're rejoicing. So we'll have more of the possibility or the chance to meet this practice in the next life. But I'm saying that probably the fact that we are here today means that we have met this practice in the past.
Oh, good question.
And also in the same line, you mentioned, I think, if I understand properly, that it's the first time, never in the previous life before we were so fortunate to take it. Wouldn't it be logical to say that we've taken it many times? For beginning first time?
Very likely not.
No.
If it's taken like this, just imagine that in this life, say last 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, you go like this, and what do you do now? Just compare the two, right? That it has been so meaningful. If it is the case that we spend our life, the earlier part of the life, like what we are doing now, by now we have progressed, would have progressed a lot. So if this is how we did in the past lives, we would have progressed so much in this life. But it's amazing that we're getting the opportunity here because of the Dharma Friends of Israel, because of all the efforts. So this is what is happening. Now we have to go, keep going. The only thing is keep going, keep progressing. That is important.
But it was familiar to me when I first heard it.
Sorry?
It was familiar to me when I first heard it.
And keep in mind that what I'm saying is in general. Let's say the saying,
So it's possible.
in this world, the world is chaotic, but it doesn't mean that everywhere in the world is chaotic. Some part of the world is amazing. Say we're a small family, where the world is in chaos, is on fire. But one family, one small group, so good, so gentle, so considerate, so compassionate. Pockets are there. So likewise, for the individuals, it can be very possible. Very possible. But what is most important thing is that through this, the way it is said by Bodhicitta, we should have the feeling that like a blind person, right, accidentally finding a jewel, finding a diamond in the garbage. First of all, finding the diamond in the garbage is very unlikely. And for somebody like a blind, it is even more remote. Right? If that is the kind of feeling that you get, you'll feel a tremendous value. Once you feel the value, you will cherish it and you will make it grow further. You'll make use of this. So what is the use of this? To progress you further. If that is happening, that is the purpose. Right? And whereas it is very possible that some individuals, they have come across with this kind of practice in their former lives, but it may not be so intensely. It's so intensely by now we are already in the gade, paragade, but the joy that you feel in this life is a clear indication that somehow you connected in past life, no doubt.
So it's another question along this line, because everything is cause and result. So my being here, our being here, is also a karma. It's also a result
of a karma.
Something.
No doubt.
It's not arbitrary.
It is never arbitrary. No doubt that we have accumulated so much of merit and accumulated very good karma for us to be, together. And then to even call this kibbutz as a kibbutz Bodhicitta, right? Somehow that this kibbutz is connected with Bodhicitta, right? Even all these things, they are causal factors. How many kibbutzim are there in Israel? But this is the only place where some group come here and call it kibbutz Bodhicitta, right? There are so many kibbutzim there, but only one is given the label like. So therefore, no doubt, there are these specific factors. Yes, Ari?
If you are in the way of Bodhicitta, how we keep the frequency all for a long time.
Say it again.
To keep the frequency.
To keep the frequency of bodhicitta for a long time. How
Yeah.
to do it?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Anyone who likes to give answer to this question? This is a good question. Say if you have generated bodhicitta, now how to maintain this bodhicitta? How to maintain this momentum in the frequency for a longer period of time? Any possible? Never coming to an end. How to make it happen?
To practice,
To practice it.
to do it, to come to courses, to do it, to read, to meditate.
To practice more and more.
To
To practice more and more. Study, reflect, meditate.
Listen to the instruction we're going to get in the last session. And follow it.
To follow the instructions as much as possible. Any other idea?
To emphasize the advantages
To emphasize on the, to reflect
of
on the benefits and the advantages of the bodhicitta. Yes, Sipila. Say it again. To love it, to have the fondness to this, and to feel grateful to it. Wonderful. Anyone else?
to help people.
To help practically, right? Not only you to the extent yourself, actually go into the action to the best you can. Help people, very good. Okay, now for Ari's question, these are all the answers coming from our side. Lama Tsongkhapa on the basis of the early Indian masters, he gave a very beautiful answer to this. Four practices, not to forget the bodhicitta in this life. Four practices, not to forget bodhicitta in the future lives. Right? What Ari asked question is actually responded by Lama Tsongkhapa in detailed form. So that you'll find in Lamrim, 3 volumes, the 3rd volume. The great treatise on the stages of path enlightenment. Is that in English? No. Is that in the Hebrew? No. But in English, you all can make English. In the 3rd volume of this book, there are 3 volumes in English. In Tibetan is 1 volume. That Tibetan book, Lama Tsongkhapa, is translated into English into 3 volumes. The 3rd volume. The question asked by Ari is how to maintain the momentum and the frequency of the bodhicitta practice which you have met in this life. How to maintain this and keep growing. Very good question. Answer was given by Lama Tsongkhapa in the 3rd volume. So basically, they say it is like treating all other beings like Buddhas with so much respect, so much love and affection, so forth, right? And then not telling lies, right? And then generating bodhicitta like 3 times a day, 3 times in the night time. Night time meaning not necessarily at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., not like this. So evenings, early mornings. So to say, as we said, right? To generate bodhicitta, to think of bodhicitta, not just think. Make commitment, may I become Buddha for the welfare of sentient beings. Make this commitment as many times as possible. Right? So there are these specific practices indicated there. How not to forget bodhicitta in this life, how not to forget bodhicitta in the future lives. So all these tips are given there by Lama Tsongkhapa. And of course, I'm sure that the people here, you know who Lama Tsongkhapa is. Lama Tsongkhapa is such an incredibly intellectual giant, and also incredibly great example of the practitioner, and he is considered to have achieved enlightenment. The moment say with ordinary people we die, and before we take the next birth, there's the intermediate state, Bharata state. For the very advanced practitioners, what they can do is that for the ordinary people would involve taking the Bharata state, intermediate state, they will take that as an opportunity to become enlightened. So Lama Tsongkhapa achieved enlightenment immediately after his leaving this body. the very next moment, he achieved enlightenment. So he's the one, incredibly refined scholar. You read his books, today, you will see that he is a contemporary scholar. Read his books today. He wrote his books in 14th century, like 600, 700 years ago. And you read his book, you will see that his thinking is so objective. So objective meaning what science emphasizes on the objectivity, that your thought processes should not be superimposed on what you are saying. It must be very objective. So this is Lama Tsongkhapa's style. Incredibly refined scholar, plus a great example at the top of the practitioners. Okay, so this is, thank you, Ari, your question. So we have to read the third volume of Lama Tsongkhapa's book, A Great Treatise on the Stages of the Path of Enlightenment. It's very clean. The question is exactly picked up and give the answer in detail. Okay, any questions before we go further?
Yes, last night in the discussion room, we had two questions. The first one, I have to admit I got an answer this morning, but I asked it anyway. The first one was, we learned that the wisdom of emptiness cut all the afflicted obscurations. And the root obscuration is ignorance, it cuts directly ignorance and all the afflictions. So, including a self-centered attitude, and that's why we said our heart got rid of this affliction, but we still have the subtle one. So, is this subtle self-centered attitude imprints left on his mind?
Yes, imprints. The not only imprints, it is an active state. Imprints has a connotation inactive. Active states means it's still very active. Who is important? Even the arahats will say, who is important? I'm important. Even the arahats, after becoming arahat, still they will say, I'm important. I'm important means it's an active state of mind. By being, they don't say that I'm more important than you. They say that I'm important, which means I'm important. Being oblivious to importance of others. Like, this is still active in the arahats.
We also said, I think, that the antidote for that is Bodhicitta, which he doesn't go.
Yes.
So does it mean that it's cognitive obscuration that was left there, which would be eradicated by Bodhicitta?
Okay. So keep in mind that wisdom of emptiness is the only liberating path. Is the only liberating path which liberates you from afflictive obscurations as well as cognitive obscurations. Wisdom of emptiness is the only liberating path. All other paths are the ripening paths. They directly or indirectly help the wisdom of emptiness to grow and give force to it. Right? So therefore, even the cognitive obscurations, the self-centered attitude, subtle self-centered attitude which the arahats have, these are nothing but manifestations. They are the symptoms of the cognitive obscuration. We don't say that self-centered attitude is the cognitive obscuration. We are not saying this. Self-centered attitude, the subtle self-centered attitude arahats have, they are the symptoms. They are symptoms of the cognitive obscuration. The next question, what exactly is cognitive obscuration? This could be the next question. Yes. What exactly is cognitive obscuration? Who's going to ask me tomorrow?
Shosh will ask you tomorrow.
Shosh, you want to ask?
Because Kiri I remind her to remind us.
Okay. What is the question?
It's tomorrow.
Yes.
About the self.
Oh, this will go today.
You said the last day.
It doesn't matter. It is better today. You know, you don't complain, right? If you say it's today. You know, today You should be happy. Wow, I'm getting the answer today. Cheesecake. Cheesecake on the last day.
Falafel.
No, I'll give you today. Right? You're even more happy, right? Feel the joy, right? What will happen today? Okay, now, any more questions?
Yes.
If you have questions, leave it last session. You getting it? Okay, now we have to finish one set of the emptiness study and one set of the Bodhicitta study. Then we have to finish because tomorrow's the last day, right?
Yes.
Okay, so therefore, so usually when we have like 9 days, which we had in Malaysia, full 9 days, and including the first day is 10 days, right? And then in France, I think it's like the full 7 days, and including the first day is 8 days. And in the first Bodhicitta retreat, it was 15 days. So there, when we have this number of stretch of time, then we go into more detail, right? So here, if you go into too much into detail, then we will not get anything, right? So therefore, we will have something complete of the wisdom mountains today, and then say afternoon, let's see Bodhicitta, something we may not be able to go into the details, but Bodhicitta something complete, and then tomorrow anything of the leftover we can complete this tomorrow. Okay, now the wisdom of emptiness. So we have been saying that everything's like dream, everything's like dream, everything's like dream, right? And we also see the benefit. If everything's like dream, and if you realize that everything's like a dream, then no doubt all your fears and miseries stop. Then also we gain conviction. If everything's like dream, I'm not saying that we have gained conviction that everything's like dream. This is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, if everything's like dream, and then if we realize that everything's like dream, then we have gained conviction that all our miseries, fears, anxiety, stress will come to an end. It's on the basis of the example of waking up from the dream, nightmare dream. That we have done. Now the next question is, how can we say that everything's like dream? This question. So, why the example of dream? In what way the example of dream? We are not saying that everything's dream. We are saying everything's like dream. We have to make this distinction. Dream and dream-like. This distinction must be made. So this distinction made, then in what way, why we give the example of the dream? So what we have cited from the Buddha's Dhammapada Sutra, which we read this morning, page 12, stanza 7. A star, a visual aberration. The stanza, page 12, stanza 7. The first stanza. A star, a visual aberration, a flame of lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew, or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud. See conditioned things as such. Conditioned things, meaning impermanent phenomena. We can, with these examples, we see these examples are examples of impermanence, as well as many of them are examples of dream-like nature, emptiness, how everything is empty of material existence, how everything is like a dream. So, what is a star? A star which seems to be the star which is visible only in the night, not in the daytime. So, night symbolizes the ignorance. Only when we are in the ignorance, when we are in the dream, then all the dream contents arise. The moment we wake up, all the dream contents disappear. Waking up is like the daylight, and the night. In the night is like the dreaming. In the dream, with the ignorance, then you start seeing all these things. So like stars, just as a star is visible on in the night, all the conventional things that we see around, they all arise out of the ignorance. Ignorance symbolizing the darkness in night. A visual aberration. Aberration is like a ghost. A ghost, a person, who is actually a ghost, and the ghost comes in a facade as an ordinary human, a real human person, human being. In actuality, it is not a real human being. So the ghost is seen, ghost appears as the human being. So that is the apparition. A flame of lamp. A flame of lamp, this is more to do with the impermanence. So as long as the oil is there, the lamp keeps burning. The moment the oil extinguishes, the lamp disappears. Lamp is so bright, it extinguishes. So that is impermanence. An illusion. An illusion. Say the illusory elephant, illusory objects, they seem to be so real, elephant and real, but the vision and so forth. In actuality, the illusion. So illusion, how they appear to us, and the reality is very different. A drop of dew, example of impermanence. A bubble, example of impermanence. A dream, the example of the emptiness, how the dream is empty of the reality. A flash of lightning, impermanence. A cloud, again, cloud example of the dependent origination. Cloud. My teacher, Damdul Geshe, he would give this example, cloud. So when we look at, particularly when we are very young, we see the cloud hanging in the air. We say it's so like the cloud is so independently hanging there in the air. No, it's because the cloud and the air, the weight of the cloud is lighter than the weight of the air below. So what is lighter comes on the surface. So the cloud is seen to be suspended there. In actuality, it's being held. It is being supported by the air between the earth, between the ground, earth, and the cloud. This air supported the. For example, let's say I'll hold this flower. We will not say that this flower is hanging in the air. We don't say this because we see my hand. You see my hand, which is supporting this. Whereas in the case of the cloud, we don't see the air supporting it. So therefore we think that the cloud is suspended in the air. In actuality, it is being supported by the air. Right? Okay. So therefore, it is this cloud which seems to be suspended in the air is there by dependence on the air supporting it. So dependent origination. The cloud suspended in the air comes to the origination by dependence on the air supporting this cloud. Right? Dependent origination. Which means that the cloud suspended in the air is empty of independent existence. See conditions things as such. So with this, okay, so when we say everything is like a dream, when you say everything is like a dream, in what way the dream is given the example, or dream is taken as an example for everything else to be empty of objective existence? In what way the dream is taken as an example? In what way?
It's not real.
It's not real. What do you mean by it's not real? That's correct, but in what way?
When we wake up, we see that what we thought before that was real was not real.
Okay, what we thought as real in the dream is not real. Likewise, everything that we see around, because of the ignorance, we are seeing everything like this. And then when you wake up with the wisdom of emptiness, you see that they are not real. Is what you're saying? Okay, what do you mean by not real? Huh? What do you mean by not real?
Cannot hurt us. Cannot hurt us. Cannot. It doesn't have the power to affect us.
Sometimes it's a warning.
When we wake up.
Huh?
When we wake up.
When you wake up,
it doesn't have the power
to affect us. Very good, very good, very good. And yes, Eddie?
Sometimes it's a warning. It's like an alarm.
How?
The dream. If you see something
In the dream?
that something run of you, the boss run of you, run after you, to eat you, you did something.
Okay, the dream is like an alarm.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, good. Now, what the dummy said, we will try to put it in a different vocabulary. Actually, what dummy said is just precise answer. Dream. dream, there is a discrepancy between Dream, there's a discrepancy between the how the dream appears and the reality of the dream. There's a discrepancy. There's a gap. Discrepancy between. So what is the discrepancy in Hebrew?
חוסר
פער,
התאמה.
פער.
Right? So there's a power between appearance and the reality. There's a discrepancy between the appearance and reality. Appearance, what is appearance? Hey, the dream, appearance as real. The dream goes as the real ghost, this is appearance. What's the reality? Dream ghost is empty of being real ghost. You agree with me?
Yes.
There's a discrepancy between the appearance and the reality. Therefore, that is described as a dream. Likewise, what are we seeing now? Waking up, when you wake up, what are you seeing? What are you hearing? What are you smelling? The taste, a body tactility, everything. There's a gap. There's a discrepancy between appearance and the reality. Appearance-wise, everything appears as objectively real. And reality is everything is empty of objective reality. There's a discrepancy between appearance and reality. Because these two are similar, not in all aspects. The dream and the phenomena with which we interact, we describe them as dream-like. They're like dream. Why we give the example they are like dream? It's because they share one thing in common. Right? It doesn't mean that everything is identical with the dream in every respect. This is not true. Because in dream, cause and effect may not follow. In dream, cause and effect may not follow, right? Say this flower, you crush it with the hand in the dream, and then the flower becomes even more beautiful in the dream. In reality, you crush it, it will never become more beautiful, right? There's a specific cause and effect relationship followed in the real life. In the dream, cause and effect can be altered. It may not be the followed precisely. Okay, yet there's a commonality. There's one thing which is common between the two things, the dream and the other phenomena. What is that thing which is common? The discrepancy between the appearance and the reality. Okay, tell me, what's the common thing between all other phenomena with the dream? What's that thing which is common between the two things?
Discrepancy.
The discrepancy between the appearance and the reality. Okay, this.
Another thing, that we awake from it. Another commonality, that we can awake from it.
Because there's a discrepancy, we can awake. Right? When you say discrepancy, then that is automatically implied, meaning that we can be awakened. We can awaken. We can be awakened from this dream. We're getting it? Very good. Okay. So this they.
Okay. חוסר התאמה.
Okay. Now the question is, how do we know that if there is a discrepancy between appearance and reality? If there is a discrepancy between appearance and reality with all phenomena, right? With all phenomena, everything that you see around. Okay, look at this flower. How does this flower? Okay, how many of you have watched movie in a movie theater? You have watched movie in a movie theater? Huh? Is it? Yes. Okay, let's say you are watching a movie in a movie theater now. Let's say you are watching a movie in movie theaters. So you watch a movie here. Where is the movie coming from?
From behind.
Huh?
From behind.
From behind, from the projector. Where is the projector? Limor?
We don't see it.
Oh, very good. Yeah, I thought Limor did not watch a movie in the movie theater. Okay, so movie is coming here. Movie you are seeing here. This movie is coming from the projector. Where's the projector? Behind. CP? Good. Okay, so the movie is actually coming from the projector, which is behind you. Now tell me, where is the movie? Where is the movie on the screen? Where is the movie coming from?
Projector. In the back.
From behind you, from the projector. You're getting it? Movie is on the screen, but it's not coming from the screen. It's on the screen, but it's coming from the projector. And the projector is behind you. You're getting it? Likewise, where's the flower is there. The flower, where's the flower is there, but where's the flower coming from? It's not from there. It's coming from our mind. You're getting it? Okay, now the question: how do